everyone? My name is Cal and welcome to my very first NACA video. I guess I should say welcome to my YouTube channel as well, so welcome. Quick disclaimer, I do not work for NACA, nor am I recording this for any extra assistance from NACA. In fact, I'm in my very early preliminary stages of the NACA program. However, the music production accompanying this video is my own production. Y'all like it too, huh? Well, with the help of my musical genius son, of course, because we be doing that musical stuff. But yes, so this video is more for those who have either just begun the NACA process or just thinking about getting your feet. I say if you really want to get your feet wet and get started with the NACA home buying process, then just jump in. Never mind getting your feet wet. But for those of you who are way beyond me in this journey, go ahead and watch. I mean, because especially if you're one of the people on the FB page complaining about how slow your case is moving, seriously, you can watch this video to remind you of how far you've actually come. And hopefully this will give you more encouragement to keep pushing, and I mean that. So, like I said, I'm in the preliminary stages of the NACA program. And even so early in the beginning, I find this to be exciting. I find it to be real exciting. My first time making moves toward actually buying a home and to find an amazing program that offers so many benefits. Like, why haven't I heard of NACA before? Where has it been all my life? You know what? Let me run it down real quickly for y'all. No down payment, no closing costs, no PMI, private mortgage insurance, like in a conventional. Huh? What? I know y'all been watching a million NACA videos just like I have, so y'all probably tired of hearing this over and over because by now, y'all already know the perks of the program. But I just can't get over it. No closing costs, no down payment, no PMI. Lord. Now, there are some fees toward the end of the NACA process, so do not come into this believing you will not have to come out of pocket at all. But we'll get into that later though. So I joined the bandwagon and I entered the program, and I really haven't gotten very far. Not really far, but as I mentioned earlier, I did acquire my NACA ID back in August, somewhere like the 29th or something, at the Virtual Home Buyers Workshop webinar. I did the one on Facebook Live because of COVID, but it was a blessing for me because I'm in Albany and the closest office is in Newark, New Jersey. That's about a 2.5 to 3 hours drive, so I'm glad I didn't have to do that. I did see on the official NACA website or the NACA Facebook page where they announced there would be no more FB Live webinars because of the scammers on there directing people to pay for the live webinar. They almost got me too. But I'm always on FB, so I should know there is no fee to get on a live video. But it's a shame we got folks out here trying to scam. So yeah, because of that, no more FB Live. That's a shame, but yeah, so I went to the webinar. The host was very informative and she kept it interesting, which to me is key. Lots of information. I suggest you go to the website, the NACA website, download and print the manual. Print out the NACA qualification workbook prior to the webinar so you can follow along and please take notes. Take notes. They do have a chat box on the side, and I saw she tried to keep up with the questions that were being asked during the webinar. Super cool. She couldn't keep up with all of them, but you can either do that or just take notes, and then you can talk to your counselor, whatever you get on her. But the webinar was about 4 hours long. 4 hours, kind of long, but it flew by because, again, she kept it very interesting and held my attention, which each component of the workbook. So everything that was in the workbook, she hit on it. And she made it very interesting. She had jokes and stuff, whatever, but she didn't go overboard with it. It was nice. I was so tired from work, but I held in there. I was just crazy excited to hear her elaborate on all the bits and pieces of info I had picked up from their website. All the NACA videos, all that stuff on the official FB page, the unofficial FB page. They got a few, but they got the New York NACA page, but anyway, but she did just that. I was even more anxious to get my NACA ID number. I had seen videos about people who had not gotten their NACA IDs during the webinar or at the end of the webinar, Whether it's because they didn't follow proper directions or just didn't understand, I don't know. I did what she said, and boom, there was my ID. In the moment I jotted it down, I felt different. Like, yeah, I'm a NACA member now. Like, all right, I know that was corny, but it was real. I felt like a true NACA member, like I'm really about to go somewhere. So, but see, then it was time to get right to work. Web file. From watching the videos, I assumed this was to be the most chaotic part of the NACA process. I myself have always been a fan of organization, and I believe, I don't know, I always love organization, and I always like paperwork. Anytime I had to apply for anything or something, I would gather documents. I took great pride in making sure I had each item requested, as well as a copy or just anything to make the appointment go smoother. Well, I'm taking on this same energy with the NACA process because I hear the mortgage counselors can move a bit slow. I mean, no disrespect to anybody. Like, I don't want y'all messing up my case or nothing. I'm just saying this is what I see on the Facebook pages. I don't know, but we'll see. I guess the least I can do though, like on my part, is to be prompt and accurate with my part. I hear they love when you make their job easier, and I plan to do just that. So, back to the web file. You cannot upload any of these needed documents without a NACA ID. You can't do this without being issued your NACA ID number. So once you have that number, please buy a 3-inch binder. I'm not telling you have to do this, but this works for most people. I've seen it on other videos and it works for me. So once you have that number, please buy a 3-inch binder, get some folders, some sheet protectors. Of course, it's up to you how you set up and organize your own binder, but I'm just making suggestions on what worked for me so far. NACA binder, NACA binder, NACA binder. Here are mine. Yeah, I got 2, because it's a lot of information they're asking for. So these are my 2 NACA binders. Huge. This is the first one. See, I made my own cover page, my own size sleeve. And this is my second one because I ran out of space. So, but anyway. So yeah, make sure you got your NACA binders. So I always have these with me, like everywhere I go. They come with me to work. Sometimes I'm, get a few minutes free time. I'll start uploading stuff, whatever. If it's around the time where my new statements come out and stuff. So with me, everything that's in here is on this flash drive, and it's also on my Google Drive because I'm just not playing. I'm not playing, y'all. Like I mentioned before, I just want to be able to have everything at my fingertips when a counselor asks for it. And I want to have it organized so that I'm not clicking all over the place, trying to find it. Just him. Oh, what did you? Hold up, let me see. I think I got it in here. Oh no, it's on my drive. Him. Just click him. So some things your counselor will be looking for though are your last 3 months of bank statements, 2 years payment history of your rent, credit report review. Wait. Let me say something here. NACA does not consider your credit score in their decision. They don't care at all if you are 423 or 849. They do not look at your credit score. They do not. What they do look at though is how you're handling your financial situations. The financial situations you're in, like maybe you got some missed payments, maybe you got some credit card debt, maybe you got student loans. I know I'm not the only one. Like we got some student loans, car loans, etc. So again, they do not look at your credit score, but they do dig into your report, and you will need explanations if there are collections younger than 2 years, or if you have any missed payments on anything that are about 2 years or younger. I learned from the videos that they will then ask you for an LOE, letter of explanation. I know y'all saw that on the Facebook page, so they talk about that a lot. They want to know why you missed those payments and what you're doing or what you will do to make sure it doesn't happen again. A short letter though, not an entire book, not a whole novel, just a short letter on why this happened and what you are doing to make sure that it will not happen again. There are actually some templates on the NACA, on the FP NACA official page, so go look at them, use them. I use them. I'm really good at writing letters, but I use that too. It really helps. Gives you an insight on what they're really used to looking at, and it'll help you out, I guess. I hope. We personally have, a couple of credit report issues. Most people do. So I ordered our reports. I scanned through them and went through them to, work on some of the negative marks. His credit report is not that bad. Just like one thing actually that we actually have documentation for. And it's actually settled, whatever. But mine, I had about 672 billion LOEs to write, man. No, I'm just kidding. But I just want to be ready for my meeting. I've uploaded all that stuff. The state ID, the pay stubs, the IRS transcripts, the last 2 years W-2s, last 2 years tax returns. Don't get the transcripts mixed up with your tax returns and W-2s. It's totally different. 9 times out of 10, you have to go on the IRS.gov website and make an account for you and whoever's going to be on your NACA thing. So don't get that mixed up. Don't think you can use your W-2s or your tax papers for that. Transcript is a transcript. IRS.gov. You can find a list of stuff that you need in the qualification workbook, and it starts on page, I think it was page 27. But right now, I'm just keeping a binder up to date with pay stubs and bank statements as they come. I'm also starting my LOEs for any withdrawals or debits over $100 in our accounts. That's gonna be a lot of work. We got a lot of children, got a lot of stuff to do, groceries. I mean, it's a lot of stuff to explain. So, some counselors, they say ask for $200 and up, but some ask for $100 and up. I'm gonna play it safe, and any withdrawal or debit that's $100 and up, I'm gonna write an LOE for. So that way everything's covered. The next step I had taken was to sign up to meet with my counselor for intake. I called the number and got my first taste of, disappointment. The people in these videos and FB chats be telling it like it is and spilling all the beans about how some of the NACA counselors do not have good communication skills. I don't want to be one of the people, but it is what it is. I think it's just a polite way of putting it, compared to what they be saying on YouTube. But I got called right after they were supposed to be open, voicemail. I said, you know what, maybe I'm being a little too anxious. So I called again after 20 minutes, voicemail. My patience, I have none. I waited about an hour and a half, nothing. I had to build myself up and try to believe this is just bad luck. This is just the devil messing with me. I called right back just because, and voila, an answer. So I booked an appointment. This was a day or two after the webinar, so around the first couple of days of September, I think that was. But I was given an intake appointment for Thursday, April 29th, 2021. That's a long time. But all right, so I ran back crying to the FB group. I went back to the FB page and going all on, and I found out if I go on the site, on the NACA website, and if I book a spot at the Achieve the Dream, or what they call the ATD event, they actually do the same exact thing they do at your intake. So of course, I went on the site, put in my NACA ID and password, and signed up for my new ATD. So the new date is Saturday, November 21st of this year. So, okay, I can deal with that. 3 whole months, I can use that to continue to save, become more NACA educated, and prepare, I guess, So that's where I am in the NACA home loan process. So I'm one of those people who feel like if I'm paying so much in rent, why not turn that into a mortgage? Something that's mine. I mean, a lot of people say that, but it's true. You know what I mean? Why spend all this money on rent? So bring on that payment shock so I can show you NACA, so I can show you that I can be trusted with your money. Okay? So, but for real though, payment shock, for example, a lot of people ask, what is payment shock? It's exactly what it is. It's a shock in your payments. Like you're used to paying your rent and now they add on this extra, that's a shock, that payment shock. So, for example, if our rent is $1,100, then from what I gather, NACA will require us to save the difference in whatever our proposed mortgage will be. So if the proposed mortgage payment will be $1,400, then NACA will ask that we save $300 extra each month for a set amount of months. They say they'll ask you to do it for about 3 months if you're already renting, the lease is in your name or whatever. But if you're staying with family or somewhere else and not your name, they'll make you do it for about 6 months. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but this is just information I was getting from the website, from the Facebook pages. But I also heard that they'll add a $200 surplus to that. Now that was a little way, I'm not sure, I'm not hearing many people say that anymore, so I need to ask about that, but that would be quite a bit. For me it would. But yeah, usually they just add on whatever the difference is between your rent and the proposed mortgage payment, and that's your shock payment. They check your account, they make sure you're making that payment every month, you know what I mean? Or you don't want to mess that up. So actually, I think it's a great idea for folks who have had or have a hard time saving. So, and that would be me. I was like that. But I am now in the habit, so at this point it's nothing. It's fun. It's fun to check the bank account and see how much rent you're saving. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna be straight from my MRF, but that's something I'm gonna talk about next, the MRF. I'm a bit confused though about the minimum required funds versus payment shock. Minimum required funds, or MRF, is money that NACA will require you to have been saving and set aside for when you're getting toward the end of your home buying journey. Now, I know I said there are no closing costs, but again, there are some fees they will expect you to pay, some fees that you got to take care of on your own, and rightfully so, because hey, ain't nothing free. You're not gonna get a free loan, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta pay some things, and it's good to have that money set aside just in case. You know, there's inspections, appraisals, like you might have to make some minor repairs, like depending on, you know. So you want to have some money set aside, and that's what those minimum required funds are. And from what I was told, your counselor will tell you what your minimum required funds will be based on your budget, but you also have to do a budget. Based on your budget, they'll tell you, and then how much you're looking for, they'll tell you what your minimum required funds will be. But my question though is, the money you're saving for payment shock, is that still going to be part of your MRF? My guess is, yeah, it's my money. All right, it's my money. But from NACA side, is the MRF supposed to be on a separate account? You know, if any of you NACA experts watching, if y'all know the answer, please leave it in the comments below. It will be appreciated greatly, because I'm not sure. I haven't found that answer clearly in the Facebook page yet, so I'm not sure, but just let me know. Either way, I'm up for the challenge. I gather I have the proper attitude so far. So, let's see what happens. My ATV is literally in less than 4 weeks. I have been on the NACA official page and unofficial page on FB, and saw a lot of posts with people complaining about cancellations and no-shows on behalf of the counselors. But lately, I've been seeing more positive posts, so I'm feeling that. So, trying to connect to that positive NACA energy. Girl, guys, whatever, just try to be positive. I'm trying to be positive. I will be back shortly after my ATD session, November 21st. So I'll be back to give an update. So y'all pray for a sister. Blessings to you all on your NACA journeys. Thank you for watching my video, and feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Love you all, and God bless.